Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to Post Cologne. Today we're taking a look at a new Armaf, and it's Armaf's Odyssey Spectra Rainbow Edition. All right, so Spectra Rainbow is from the house of Armaf. It's from their Odyssey line series. It's an eau de parfum concentration, and you can pick this sucker up for about $29 at various discounters. The link's gonna be down in the description if you decide you wanna check this one out. Also have some coupon codes, save yourself a few bucks at a variety of different discounters if you decide you want to shop with them. So we have ourselves a new flanker, if you will, in the Odyssey line series from Armaf, and it's called Spectra Rainbow. And box presentation on this, a pretty straightforward cardboard box, name of the fragrance there, all the necessaries on the back, and we do get this rainbow striped pattern here with kind of the shape of that bottle, but typical cardboard box, nothing too special there. But then we have the bottle presentation, which is something else for the Odyssey line. So it has this kind of like puffy casing on it with these straps that go along with the name of the fragrance right there. And it is this kind of canteen style of bottle that you're used to with the Armaf, if you are familiar, the Odyssey series. Cap on this, very interesting, but it is a very thick plastic, so this will not crush in my powerful hands. And the atomizer on this bad boy, if I can find it, because I don't want to spray myself in the face, there it is. Decent atomizers, not too powerful, goes a decent distance, but not too fat of sprays, but it'll get the job done eventually. So overall presentation on this, interesting. So if you're wondering what Armaf's Odyssey Spectra Rainbow smells like, you've come to the right place, because I'm about to tell you. Some of the notes listed in this are a cinnamon, bergamot, apple, lavender, lily of the valley, orange blossom, tobacco, patchouli, vanilla, amber, and some tonka. So let me tell you what I get from this fragrance. In that opening, you get a real nice heavy dose of some cinnamon, this really strong lavender that comes through, little hint of that apple, touch of some bergamot. But it's really about this lavender note that comes through that does have that cinnamon that's going on. So this lavender is a very aromatic, very kind of clean freshness going on to it, running up against that cinnamon that has that warm, spicy profile, adding some sweetness. And then you do get that apple note in there, adding that fruity touch of the sweetness. The bergamot's there, but only for a few seconds. It's really about that apple sweetness, really aromatic lavender and that warm spiciness coming through, and very much similar to the Jean Paul Gaultier Ultra Male style of DNA. So definitely a twist on this one because that lavender is a very like aromatic style of that Ultra Male DNA. As this opens up a little bit more, even though tobacco is listed in this, I don't pick up on any tobacco. I get a bit of this earthy patchouli that comes through, but you get it quickly, you get that tonka that's coming in from the base. So it adds kind of like a nice like dusty textured style of tonka with that vanilla, adding some of that vanillic sweetness, working with that apple. That cinnamon just rides from that opening pretty much into the dry down, and you do get some additional floral. So there's that lily of the valley that's there and that orange blossom. The orange blossom adds a bit of a sweet floral touch to it, kind of accentuating that apple note that's there, just kind of adding some additional sweetness in with that vanilla once it gets towards the base. The lily of the valley really accentuates that lavender, which again, a very lavender heavy style of fragrance that works well with that cinnamon. So you're getting a bit of a lightness and an airiness that's coming from that lily of the valley to accentuate that lavender. And as you get towards the dry down, some of that sweetness starts to sit back. So that apple, that orange blossom starts sitting in behind more of that tonka, that vanilla that comes through. You're still getting that cinnamon as well, adding that warm spicy touch, and you get that nice clean aromatic lavender. So forming kind of a nice sweet kind of like textured base that goes onto it, little touch of some earthiness, but a very nice aromatic appeal that's going on to it. And it's a very nice fragrance and a great twist on that Ultra Male style of DNA because of that lavender that I've probably said about 3 or 4 times right now. But that is one of the main differences I'm finding between that and the Ultra Male from Jean Paul Gaultier, as well as some of the other clones out there. This has a lot more of a, like a cleaner aromatic feel going on to it than it does with the other ones, which can be a little bit sweeter or a little bit kind of like heavier in terms of kind of like the warmth that goes on to it. This one has a nice kind of light freshness that's going on. So if you're looking for a nice twist on that Ultra Male DNA that's got that added lavender that's going on, you might want to check this one out. So when it comes to the performance of Armaf's Odyssey Spectra Rainbow, I get okay performance on this, about an hour and a half worth of decent projection. So it'll be just beyond an arm's length before it does settle back in, but definitely doesn't blast off. This isn't a beast mode projector by any means, but does form a nice sillage. You will have a nice scent bubble for that hour and a half, and then it does get a little bit closer at that point and just kind of lingers for a little while at that point. And the longevity on this, 6-7 hours off skin, and then it really starts to fade into a skin scent, but you do push that out if you get some on your clothing. But longevity, average. Projection on this is average, so definitely not like a super performer, but overall not too disappointed, but not overly thrilled either. So when it comes to the where and when, I think Armaf's Odyssey Spectra Rainbow would be most appropriate. I think this is a very versatile fragrance across both seasons and occasions. Season-wise, I can see this in the fall, the spring, and into the summer. It might not be for extreme temperatures on either side. So I think in the really hot, humid heat of the summer, this might get a little bit cloying with some of the sweetness that comes through, but it does have that aromatic lavender that does have that freshness to it. So you can really kind of push it into those really hot days before it might start getting a little bit too much. And when it comes to the kind of colder winter seasons, if you're like where I'm from, where it gets really bitter cold here, I just don't think it will push through that cold as much. It has that warm, the warm spice that's in there with that sweetness that kind of lends itself a little bit to the winter, but because of that aromatic lavender in there, I just don't think it has the oomph to kind of push through those really cold days. But all the extreme weather aside, somewhere in the mild to moderate temperatures, I think this would be absolutely perfect, and it can just be worn across various seasons. And in terms of occasions, great casual fragrance, perfect for date nights, has that sweetness to it, has that freshness going on to it that I think it would be great for those date nights. Dressing up, I think you could dress this up. It doesn't have that necessarily that sophisticated sort of feel going on to it, more of a casual sort of vibe going on to it. So it might not be the best dress up, but you can definitely get away with it. Office friendly, and maybe for the gym, not the first thing I would reach for a gym fragrance, but because of that freshness, you could get away with it. So overall, pretty versatile fragrance across both seasons and occasions. So my overall thoughts on Armaf's Odyssey Spectra Rainbow. I think this is a great twist on that ultra male DNA, and I'm quite pleased with it. I like I said before, I like that kind of aromatic lavender that's playing in this one versus the other one. That's what kind of sets it apart from the other fragrances, including the original, that I am kind of enjoying that twist on that. So I do enjoy that. Granted, it's not like the best performer in the world. It's, the average, maybe slightly above average once this sits for a little while. So it's not blowing my hair back when it comes to the performance, but I think the versatility on this, the compliment factor on this, the mass appeal, easy to reach for factor on this just makes this just a great fragrance when you're not sure what you want to wear and you want to smell great, so you can just reach for this one. I think it just has that ease of use to it. So overall, I think for $29, I think this is a great pickup, and I think this is a great flanker addition to the Odyssey line, and might be worth checking out. That's Armaf's Odyssey Spectra Rainbow. And I want to hear from you guys. What's the scent of the day today? What are you guys wearing? Comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. I love getting your different recommendations, your hidden gems, different taste and scent profiles. Appreciate you. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. I will see y'all next time.